Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado. You're taking a live look outside at Brush this morning. As you can see, the sun kind of peeking up beneath the clouds. The time now is 6:39. Let's get a check of your weather with Marty V. We have a little bit of wind to contend with today, Marty.
Yeah, that'll be the understatement of the day, I think. We had a lot of it last night. We'll have a lot of it a little later on today. And at the moment, anyway, we're in a bit of a lull. You can see a partly cloudy sky, kind of a neat little pastel coloring here of some of the clouds as viewed from our peak internet camera up on top of Gold Hill. And the trees are moving a little bit. But what we're in the middle of doing here is transitioning from the warm side of the system to the cooler side of the system. And it's right in that transition zone that we get this little break in the wind. So don't let that lull you to sleep here. That wind's going to pick up again. But it's nice to see Old Glory kind of relax there as viewed from Mortgage Solutions Financial. Have the pinks here as the sun is now just lighting up the terrain. It's always a real pretty time of the morning. Wind gusts at the moment, they're not gone. We're still picking them up over 30 miles an hour at the Colorado Springs Airport. But most of the major reporting stations now are not reporting the wind gusts that we did have for a good chunk of the night. So enjoy that for the next hour or two, probably before it starts to ramp up again. Because of the wind, our temperatures are fairly mild. We're in the 40s in much of eastern Colorado with 20s and 30s over the mountains and mountain valleys. And up across the mountains, we have had some snow through the night. And we'll probably continue to see that mainly this morning and a lighter capacity probably this afternoon. But whatever has accumulated is going to blow around a lot. So winter driving conditions should be expected for anybody trying to travel up across the Continental Divide, particularly in the northern half of the state. Obviously, we just have a few clouds here in eastern Colorado. As the colder air starts to slide southward, very briefly you saw a few clouds try to pop up. We might even see a couple of sprinkles or a few flurries here along the front range, say very late this morning into very early this afternoon. None of that's going to amount to very much, but don't be surprised if you notice that happening. The thing that everybody's going to notice today with time, regardless of what it looks like out there right now in our cameras, is that wind, and that wind is going to pick up. Sustained wind speeds are routinely going to be running between about 20 and 40 miles an hour across much of eastern Colorado. So what you're seeing here, these numbers, these aren't the gusts. These are the sustained wind speeds. So very annoying with the wind today. Occasionally those gusts could be over 50 miles an hour. We could have some damage to some property, and that's why we have high wind warnings in effect. That's a possibility today, as in some cases gusts could exceed 60 miles an hour. Looking for 50s to lower 60s here in southern Colorado before the cooler air to our north, where you see 40s in Denver and Lyman, starts to slide south. Over the mountains and mountain valleys, anywhere from the 20s to the lower 40s, depending on how far south you are in the state, since that colder air is coming from north to south today. And so our temperatures should come down here through the afternoon hours. Will continue to be real windy through early this evening, and then gradually overnight tonight, the wind will finally let up. I think we'll probably keep the wind, at least over the mountain areas, a little gusty through about midnight, but even up there, I think after midnight, we'll see things settle down. And when we wake up tomorrow morning, clear, dry conditions, no wind, and so the air is going to cool very effectively. We'll probably be in the teens and 20s in most of eastern Colorado. Perhaps Canyon City holds on to some 30s. Some of the mountain valleys may fall off into the single digits. And there's the sun now. It's just crested the eastern horizon as seen from up on top of Cheyenne Mountain from our wire nut camera this morning. Again, we have a few clouds out there, and at least for now that camera is holding kind of still here as we've gotten a little break from the worst of the wind gusts. And it looks like we'll be tracking some less windy days here as we move into the week. And I say less windy and not windy for a reason. It's the time of year where we're probably going to have some wind on an almost daily basis, but not the crazy gusts today. And it'll be warmer. Maybe late in the week we'll get some rain and snow. More on that in our extended forecast coming up soon.
Yeah, with all that wind, that's when the hairspray comes in handy for sure.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of hair, so it just blows it out. And we're
Yeah,
done.
totally. Well, thanks, Marty. Appreciate it.